In Response, a legacy podcast, is brought to you by greatness@anycost.com and Austrian-legacy.com. Hello everyone and welcome to the now 20th episode Spring Break of
In Response.
A legacy podcast.
I'm Philipp Klein.
I am Daniel.
And I'm Peter.
And we're talking about
Legacy. Most of the time.
and in the fifth try we still have the same problem. Daniel has forgotten his name.
Yeah. I can't remember my name.
Some things happen, I think. So, at first we're starting off like always with a little bit of an introduction.
Yeah.
So for this time, I think, Daniel, if you're just laughing, why don't you start with your personal stuff?
My personal stuff. I have a checklist here.
No, keep your clothes on, please. or later.
Spring break. So spring is coming, somewhat. It's actually pretty cold here in Austria. Still, even if it's already May, but we are using the little bit warmer weather in our research group, in my colleague group, and we are doing a weekly running session
Okay.
with my colleagues. And we are training for the marathon, actually, which is scheduled to be on autumn, I think, this year.
Okay.
The Linz Marathon. So I'm a little bit on the sporty side of things now, as always, actually. But
Yeah, someone of us has to.
at least someone, yeah.
You have to do all the work for us free.
I'm trying to, but it's really hard. And other things to say is that I went fully vegan now for 2 weeks now. Starting with, it is I think Monday from the past 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
I went fully vegan. I was vegetarian up on this point, but I want to try to give it a try and see what happens. And I'm in the process of changing things around to make it easy for myself.
So you gotta say it's the same like the old joke. How do you know that someone is vegan? Don't worry, he will tell you.
Basically.
Yeah. So if you have some grass left over from the lawnmower, you know
Definitely.
who will like it.
I mean, you can.
That's a joke that all of us hear.
Oh yeah.
The people always ask me, but don't you get hungry when somebody's lawning their lawn?
Mowing the lawn.
Mowing the lawn, yeah.
Lawing the moon. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, my
one-
girlfriend
one-
also gets these kind
usual
of jokes
jokes, yeah.
always, yeah.
Yeah. But it's actually somewhat easy for me, as my girlfriend also is vegan. We can arrange ourselves with our food. I mean, we basically do all the time.
Yeah.
And it's rather easy that if we have two people together that are cooking or having the same kind of lifestyle, it is much easier than you are doing it all alone, because you have to look at each other basically when you're preparing meals and stuff like that. But speaking of my girlfriend, I also got to introduce her to my mother.
Okay.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
We had dinner at my mother's place, and my brother was there, and the friend of my mother, let's say. And it was kind of nice, actually.
Okay. The friend of your mother or the significant other?
The significant other.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not my dad, but my parents divorced, and now she has got a new boyfriend.
Okay.
For I think 2 or 3 years now. Yeah.
And did you like her?
I think so, yeah. I certainly had the impression.
You
yeah.
didn't ask her.
It's always a good sign when your mother and your girlfriend are partnering up and they are turning the side against you.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's definitely true, yeah.
Something like that in jokes, of course, happens, but that's always a good sign, I would say.
Yeah. That's true.
So I got that going for me,
Which is nice.
which is nice. And besides that, I watched some Netflix series now. I can really recommend. I think we mentioned it in our latest stream. By the way, go watch it. Or actually, we will talk about it later. It is a show called Dark. I mentioned. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, we
already.
talked about it.
It's a really nice one, and I just want to say, if you haven't seen it, just watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool. It's similar to Stranger Things. If you are into this kind of stuff, you should give it a try. And the next show that I'm watching right now is The Innocent. Have you heard about this?
I think I've heard about it, but
I don't know if it's
or
a
I've
new one.
seen the logo on Netflix.
Yeah.
Probably something
It
like
is a
this,
Spanish production. El Inocente.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen the trailer, yeah.
It's amazing, actually.
Okay.
I really love this show. And I'm in the middle of it's a mini series, actually. It's not like where you have many different seasons. I think it's only one season, let's say. But it's up until this point, I'm on the 3rd episode, and I'm loving the show. It's really great. It is so packed full of how can you say it when it's spannend?
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, the pace of the show is really satisfying. That it certainly hooks you all the time.
It's
Okay.
There are no low points actually, where there's boring stuff and you think, yeah, okay, come on, let's get over with it.
Okay.
There's always something happening, and it's not too fast. This would be the other side. So I really can recommend this mini show actually.
Okay.
It's really great. Yeah, that's for me actually.
Okay.
Peter, Philip,
Should I continue? Okay.
let's
Yeah,
continue with
For me, it's a little bit shorter. I'm also just watching a few shows. I've seen the really now last season of Suits, and the show had an amazing finish, I would say. And I can only recommend all 8 seasons to everyone that loves some
Yeah, 8 seasons.
Suits
Oh
action.
my
Yeah. I mean, I think Meghan Markle was only there up until the 6th season. But yeah, even though they left, season 7 and 8 were great, and I really, really enjoyed it. Then I'm into a new series now, New Girl. It's just something brain dead you can watch. Besides, it's a little bit on the side of How I Met Your Mother, I would say, and I really, really enjoy the show. It's really old. I think it's from 2007 or 8, like that.
Is it with these 2 girls, the one, the black-headed one, and this blonde
No,
girl?
no,
Or is
that's-
this
No,
different one?
you mean Two Broke Girls.
You mean Two Broke Girls.
Okay.
The new girl is the black-haired one with
With
the two guys.
With the Indian
Okay.
model. Is another girl.
Is
in
it the
there.
same?
yeah.
Is it the same girl, like in Two Broke Girls?
No,
Or is
I
it
I don't
different?
think so.
Okay.
Because the 2 shows were simultaneously
Okay,
shot,
okay.
so there was no time.
And I
Okay.
think she looks a little bit like Katy Perry.
I
In
don't
Two-
know
Two
how
Broke-
Katy Perry looks like. So okay. Yeah, I'm too old for this. Too young.
Too young.
Uh,
Probably more
Probably too young.
Yeah. On the other side, I really can't play anything like games online because my internet is really, really shit, and I have to fix this. So I'm more on the side of Pokemon, and I'm enjoying my Nuzlocking experience. I finished now Fire Red because I think we talked about it in the latest one, and I've started on with Pokemon Emerald, and I've lost on the second gym trainer to a really, really stupid mistake that will never happen again. So yeah, I'm sure about that. And I'm trying VGC now, which is the virtual game competition or something like that. It's double Pokemon battles like in the game against other players. It's the tournament system that Pokemon cartridges use. And I'm just looking a little bit inside it. It's better to use with a shitty internet.
So what I'm gonna read out of here is Peter is going to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Yeah, basically. And then you ask Ash Ketchum.
Ass Ketchum.
Ass.
Yes, yeah. We will cut this out.
I don't think so.
No.
So yeah, that's basically all about me. So how about your life, Phil?
Yeah, at the moment it's very boring actually. I
This
mean,
can also be kind of relaxing.
nah.
Not really?
Not really.
Okay,
no.
then maybe.
It would be good if it would be relaxing, but the
Okay,
problem is more that because like I said last time, my girlfriend is now in special clinic
The
for
special
her.
rehab that
Yeah,
we saw, yeah.
like not
It's a body rehab, not a drugs rehab.
Yeah.
Basically like
Yeah.
that.
because of a surgical
Extraction.
procedure, not extraction
But
procedure.
kind of it is, right?
Kind of it is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Even the art is kind of okay.
Yeah.
And she's there for 3 weeks, and I can't really visit her because of the COVID situation. And just for and to keep myself distracted, I've put my whole calendar full with things to do,
Okay.
and I have underestimated it, and now I'm running on full gas
Yeah.
the whole time.
Okay.
And so it's kind of boring in that fact that that there's not much happening besides the things that I should work on, but nothing really happens like me time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So nothing private interesting is really happening.
Okay.
The only thing that was happening was that Peter, Christian, and I have played Webcam Tuesday, Friday Night Magic.
Yeah.
That's a term we coined for this here now.
Tuesday FNM.
Yeah, Tuesday FNM. And we played this with some guys from Germany, from the BB Games Discord, from Rosenheim. And yeah,
What did you play?
I played my Red Green Madness pile.
This Vengevine.
Yeah, Vengevine Hollow One,
Hollow One.
Basking Rootwaller
Yeah.
build. But it was kind of funny. In the first round, I played versus Christian. In the second round, I played versus Peter. And both times, I got immensely defeated.
Oh no.
I mean, it was a 1-2 loss against me.
Yeah, I've always won the first game in both matches. and then, yeah, I just couldn't do anything. But besides that, the funny thing is, we went to the Germans to play Legacy. Then I played at first versus someone from us. Then in the second round also. In the third round I got a bye.
Nice.
So you got to buy.
Yeah. And yeah, that's probably the things I have done in the meantime. The only thing that we have done as a crew. Kommt es jetzt schon? Ja. Okay. The only thing that we have done as a crew together is we had a webcam tournament, a webcam legacy tournament for sure, that we casted last weekend.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Yeah.
how did you feel about the tournament? Can you tell our viewers, listeners, it's probably the same?
It's the same, yeah. So Yeah, if it was not much planned actually. It was a simple tournament that we, or actually you, mostly Philip and Peter, I don't know actually,
I don't know either.
organized. I think I don't know who reached out to the people. Let's say because it was
This time-
Austria-wide.
This
Yeah,
time
it was Austria-wide.
Yeah.
The most of the workload was on my side here.
To contact the communities.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was an Austrian-wide webcam tournament that we had the idea to re-emphasize our Twitch channel and to work on our casting experience a little bit
And
more.
our casting abilities.
And
for sure.
Yeah, and abilities, of course, also. And we had a small tournament of 15 people in the end. It was one day. It was 4 rounds of Swiss.
Yeah.
And in the end, followed by a top 8 announcement, or actually top 7, as it turned out in our case. But yeah, and on the next
It
day,
was planned as top 8.
it was planned as top 8. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had just had 7 players in the top 8. But
Yeah.
I think these kind of things can happen, especially with remote play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've
Yeah, it was fine.
made it really fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we improved our casting abilities, like you said, and it was I think it was a really cool experience that focused a little bit more on the benefits of getting to stream again in comparison to the preparation that you have to do beforehand. It was a little bit different with the weekly tournament of the group stage tournament that we had.
From the Austrian Legacy Cup.
The cup, yeah. It was a little bit more, preparation actually, I think.
Mhm.
At least it feels like for myself. Maybe if, since we have our setup basically done already up to this point, it is like a plug and play situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't really call it that way, but it kind of feels that it turns into this situation for us.
Yeah.
And this is what I really think of as an improvement for our casting abilities, experience, and also for the viewership.
Yeah, I think while the whole cup was going on, we had a lot to improve on, especially on the layout side for the stream, because we had a completely different setup in the end as we had at the first 4 or 5 days. And
you probably should check these out on our YouTube channel. Just search for Austrian Legacy League on YouTube, and then you can. We have all the VODs there.
I mean,
and then you can see the changes in our overlays and
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane actually.
Yeah.
The differences are huge.
And I think we can really be proud of what it turned out to be in the end.
Yeah, and we had I think the most people that watched us were 33 or something at the moment. Even without raids and something.
In these weekends tournament?
Yeah, on Sunday, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's
didn't even know
really
that.
good for Legacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Webcam magic is great, yeah. Especially because the tournament was held on such a
difficult time zone, actually.
Yeah, difficult time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of America wasn't really able to watch it.
Because it was for Americans, it was from
like midday, right?
From 12
in
to
the afternoon.
14:30 while having lunch.
Yeah.
So there was basically a really, really bad time zone for this one, and I think it performed good, and I think we still have a lot to improve on, but I think the flow was good on this weekend with basically having some rotating topics around, refocusing on the games, and that's really, really good because we most of the time cast the games together as 3, and so we have to have some form of connection with each other or flow with each other, and I think this is kind of good. I mean, podcasting helps a lot.
Oh yeah,
with this.
That's
For
for
sure,
sure.
yeah.
That's for sure.
And yeah,
The only thing I found, I've totally forgotten how hard the stream commentating can be. On the first day, I was totally destroyed after 4.5 hours of streaming,
Yeah.
and I worked both. Saturday and Sunday, and in the end of the top 8, I think the top 8 were just around 3 hours.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
2.5, yeah.
I was completely destroyed. I couldn't keep myself on the feet. I mean, we just had a little bit of an interview section at the end, and just went over the hard facts about the statistics and something about from the stream, and then I went to bed at 9 o'clock, and I just sensed my girlfriend, and then I slept.
Yeah.
I simply slept through the whole night, and I was totally destroyed on the next day also. Oh my god, I'm getting old now. It could be that I'm getting old, or that I have to go to the gym like you,
Yeah,
Peter.
I will go to the gym most likely tomorrow to get in shape,
Oh, yeah.
physically and mentally.
But
To get in caster shape.
Yeah,
Nice.
because I want to have the big guns.
That you can show in the camera.
For reference, I pointed out my 2 really
A small piece.
let's say big biceps, because in the
they
podcast
are
you
not
can't
really.
see it.
They are not really great now.
Was that the smallest, biggest one that I've seen?
But yeah, the only thing is.
That's what my girlfriend always tells me.
That's for shoes.
I also would like to go to the gym, but I just can't imagine working out with the mask.
You don't have to have the mask on while workout. On the station, you don't have to wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only from.
And then
to-
change the.
And while showering, you also don't have to wear it.
Oh, okay.
You have to wear.
Yeah, but
Nice.
I think I'm still waiting
Yeah.
for all of this to fly over.
To settle down a little bit.
To settle
okay.
down, and then I will go to the gym. I have a membership, but at the moment, it's just not feasible for me to.
Pump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, that's true. I just make some things at home, and that's okay.
Yeah, the problem for me is that it is not feasible for me to let my body rest for any longer.
That's also true, yeah.
And speaking,
Thank you, Daniel.
Ouch, that hurts.
Yeah, we can be honest with that. No, this is just joke. I just mean it in general way. Of course.
No, I think it's completely true. So
But yeah, going back to the Austrian Legacy League Spring Break tournament, how we called it. You can find the VODs in our show notes and
yeah,
on YouTube under Austrian Legacy League. Would be great if you follow there.
Follow there.
And now we will lay this to rest, I think.
In general, the webcam tournament.
No,
I don't think we should do this.
Just no.
I mean, we can say that the winner of the tournament and the decks.
Oh yeah,
that
I
were
totally
there.
forgot this.
Yeah.
We had, out of the 16 players, we had a really diverse meta game. There were only 2 semi-duplicate decks.
Mm-hmm.
And we had 2
different Dexes, and it was one blue-red Delver deck and one blue-red splash-green Delver deck. So, yeah, basically the same. And nearly the same. And we had the best performing and second best performing player of the tournament were both Devon Texas, so it was a good field for them. But in the end, it didn't matter because Black-Green Depths reigned supreme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Jonas Bauernfeind got his revenge and was winning this tournament after going for the second place back in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he lost versus Hogak and he played Delver himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, these kind of catchbacks happen. That's great.
sure.
Yeah.
I have to say, I really enjoyed this meta game and the decks that we got to see on the stream.
Yeah. I
In
mean,
general, it was just a nice
Yeah, it was
feeling and
also-
experience.
It was I think Legacy is momentarily in a really great state.
Yeah.
It's pretty healthy.
Also,
And
really like it.
yeah, it's kind of hard for us actually because there's nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good then.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is always this topic if 6 forces or 8 forces are too much, but I think it's kind of irrelevant to talk about it
because
it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
or there is no reason to ban one of the forces.
no, for
So-
sure. Not. I think as long as everything's healthy like it is now, it's totally okay. I think at this point, probably there could be something lurking in the near future. but if that doesn't shake up Legacy too much, maybe we could think about some unbannings.
I mean,
There are a lot of cards, yeah.
yeah. The question is that I always read about, even though I'm completely in line with the mind to unban some cards, is there really a reason to shake up the metagame if it's stable and good?
Yeah, I think this is the biggest argument that Wizards is hesitating to unban
Yeah.
safe cards, because why, if the metagame is healthy that way? And I get this idea,
Yeah.
and
I mean, after a year of a really, really good environment in Legacy, I see the point of just shaking it a little bit
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But
Before it
right
gets
after
stale.
an unban or an
A ban,
ban
a
to,
ban,
to
yeah.
make it safe. So I feel an unban should maybe occur at the start of 2020.
yeah, if nothing
2020,
changes,
2022. But yeah,
or even
not-
later,
Even later.
because in
Even later,
Legacy
yeah.
they are known to be very
slow to adjust.
slow to adjust in comparison to other formats, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, for standard or something like that, they have to adjust really,
Yeah,
really
of
fast
course.
because it's so fast moving, and it completely is against the sales point of a standard set if everything is in shambles. And for
Yeah,
Legacy, I
that's true.
mean, you don't sell that much. You sell a little bit, but Legacy is slow to adjust, especially when paper play returns. I think it will be again a lot more slow moving than on the metagame.
God, I can't wait for paper Legacy.
It is coming back.
Resurfacing.
It will come back.
Having cardboard in your own hands.
I mean, webcam Legacy is kind of great
Yeah.
because you have at least a feeling of the cards.
Yeah.
But when I have an opponent on the other side of the table, it's simply just better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, the flow is completely different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And yeah. But
Yeah, maybe in autumn, then we will
Mm-hmm.
have them back.
hopefully.
For Americans, it's probably
May-
now in June.
Yeah.
Because they
we're a
all
little
got
bit
their-
slower.
What we call in Austria the Jockel. The vaccination.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will be fully vaccinated within 1.5 months. So
Congratulations.
that's
Yeah, I'm
for me.
so jealous of you.
But yeah, I really think that by the end of June and latest end of July, everyone in Austria that
I agree.
wants to be vaccinated will get at least the first stint.
Yeah.
Vaccine, vaccination, shot,
The first shot, yeah.
Jockel.
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 So no, I think it will be really, really safe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, really safe. I think that it will be less problems in autumn than before summer.
That is also fitting to our title of the show. It is almost also Corona break of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
Up
true.
at this
Yeah.
time.
I mean, with spring
Maybe-
break, Corona goes away.
Spring
So.
break.
Yeah,
Corona.
hopefully we have turned the tide and everything goes back to normal. Woo!
So no high tides. Yeah. By the way, high tide, I've bought myself now
High tide.
resets.
Whoa, Italian ones or English ones?
I've looked at the price and do I want to pay 40 for one copy or do I want to pay 35 for 4 copies of the card?
Easy,
And
easy.
It's the first that I bought
Okay, I didn't expect this.
Italian ones.
Okay, that's totally reasonable. Always go for the cheapest price option.
This is Philip's jam.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
Cards are there to be played, not to be admired.
Do you know what the only reason was that I bought the Italian ones? Because there are no permanents.
But you could also transpose it to women. But you wouldn't also go for the cheapest one.
That's kind of true. But they're all expensive.
There are no cheap ones, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But there you don't want the damaged ones. In Magic, it's under. It's a little bit different.
It depends on your interests.
Yeah, pretty much.
Someone with a glass eye or something like that, or a wooden foot. Everything
If
could
you
be
like
pirate.
Yeah.
Hey, no pirate shaming
Parrot
here.
Stompy. Remembers of the past. Parrot Stompy.
Yeah,
This
the
was great.
the greatest joke of all time. Pirate Stompy. Oh yeah, speaking
Anyway.
of greatest joke of all time.
Perfect.
Perfect. We're talking a little bit about the MPL removal.
April Fool's was already done, but yeah,
I mean,
they put it over the top a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was expectable, for me at least.
yeah. I mean, how does the Austrian say? Daily greets the Bible or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not sure how Murmeltier is called in English.
I don't know either. So
Groundhog. Oh my god, it's a groundhog.
okay, daily greets the groundhog.
Groundhog
Yeah.
Day, yeah.
I mean, Wizards is
Like the
known.
movie.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Wizards is known to change up the pro structure every now and then, and the introduction of the MPL was a really big thing that was heavily discussed when it was announced, when
Yeah.
it was introduced, how the places were distributed.
Yeah.
And yeah, I personally think that to change up the structure to a little bit of a broader interest can be kind of healthy, and maybe this allows secondary tournament structures to make it more feasible to go pro, like it
But
is
yeah,
now with the MPL. I mean, Wizards
Haven't they said they aren't incentivized to support professional players anymore?
Wizards of the Coast doesn't support professional play,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that secondary tournament structures allow professional play to some extent. You have to think. I think, Philip, you are not that into esports.
Not
but-
really.
But think about professional sports. There are two structures that you can use. The one is like football,
Yeah.
and the other one is like tennis.
Okay.
And in football, this is just like the MPL. It's a semi-closed structure where everyone that is in there will gather money just because he is in there, and then because of results. And the tennis structure is that you are allowed to qualify for some events. Some are easy to qualify because they just can enter, or some other ones have to play a qualifier event for the last 4 spots or something like that.
Yeah.
And there you get the money. And in esports, we have the closed leagues like in League of Legends and some other ones. And then we have the DreamHack structure and IEM structure. And there you have various tournaments for something like CSGO.
Yeah.
And for that, maybe it can be supported to some extent by those. I mean, you need the broadcast, you need sponsors and everything else. Maybe it is possible to support it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it will be interesting. The only problematic is that, yeah, Magic is really, really hard to watch.
Yeah.
I think one of these reasons is that Wizards is trying to shift its focus towards our arena a little bit more, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's arguably if it is easier to watch than paper Magic, but yeah.
For me, not really, because
For me also not really, yeah.
there's just so much overloaded with animations and
Yeah.
sounds, and everything just happens so fast, and the cars are flying around, and pew pew
Yeah.
pew pew, and
I mean, this is something that
But
you can
that's-
get used to.
But the young guns are into that to
Yeah, yeah,
some
yeah,
extent,
yeah.
and we are not. I mean,
We are not the
We are not the
standards
target group.
in the target group. Yeah.
and
okay, I
because
totally get this. Yeah.
the problem, there was also the discussion from I think it was Saffron Olive that posted that what is the median Magic the Gathering player?
This is
He will
you
hurt
can't-
for 100% not any single thing
think-
from the MPL.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
me
it's-
neither.
Yeah.
I don't know who plays.
You
in
heard of the MPL?
I
He
heard
hadn't heard
yeah, okay.
of the MPL. The median Magic player is
Yeah.
someone that goes twice a year into, for our American listeners, into a Target, a Walmart, or for Europeans, for some kind of supermarket and buys their
Yeah.
2 boosters and a deck or something like that. This is the average Magic player. We are
But
completely over into
I think
Magic.
No, I'm not sure, because you got always two sides of the spectrum. So if the average Magic player is that extremely casual that only buys the cards at Target or Walmart or something and buys casually at home, then what is even more casual than this? I think you can't get more casual anymore.
This is the
Yeah.
median Magic player. The median is...
It's not
if-
the average, but it's okay.
yeah.
The median
It is-
is, but it's not the average. That's different.
That's a different... If we talk mathematically, the median, if we count from both sides, one and another out, and then we end in the middle, this is the median player.
Yeah.
If you talk about average consumption, it's completely different. But I don't think that it's much, much higher. Because
Okay.
Yeah,
There are
this
so
only
many-
represents that there are so many casual people. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
the only
Mark Rosewater
message.
said through their researchers, only 10% of all Magic the Gathering players attended an
An event.
DCI event.
Yeah, I
E-
completely.
And
it makes sense. Yeah.
it's a completely
completely
valid
reasonable, yeah.
reason. And I don't think that there's any different. Because if I think about myself and how we played, we were a group of 6 guys that played Magic. I mean, 8. No, my brother was there 9. So we were 9 guys. And out of us 9, only 2
Yeah.
attended DCI events. Only because I was interested. I got a friend of mine together with me, and he went to the store together to draft there.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of getting it in. And for me, it was a hard journey to come back to
Yeah.
Magic, just because I was in a small phase for Magic. I
Yeah.
had money because I was in the military, and there I started off drafting. And if that wouldn't happen, I wouldn't resume here, and I would be like the average Magic player that gets out his deck 4 times a year and plays some casual with his friends.
Okay.
I agree with this, and when we consider these facts, I can see why Wizards is removing the MPL and trying to reach the broader mass of Magic players, for sure. And I think they should also do that, so that the casual player can have some incentive to go to a store beyond FNM, let's say. One problem for me of this kind of change is, again, the actual change that Wizard is doing. Like they are doing for almost, I think it is, the changes are stacking up for the last 3 to 5 years so immensely that even the players, and I think I'm not wrong here, that speaks for our community for sure, that are, let's say, heavily involved in Magic, in what's happening in Magic. They just don't know what's the status quo of Wizards and their tournament system and their product system at the moment. Only the extreme guys that really read the grinders that read through every announcement of Wizards and there's nothing can tell you anymore what the product of Wizard is and what their I don't know, idea for a competitive Magic scene or casual scene is. I mean, for casual, there's basically none, and they're trying to make one. Okay, I get that, but I think that this is too much change at the moment. This is another prime example of this. I think prior to the MPL, it was the Pro Point system, right?
Yeah, there was the Pro Points. You can be
The
from
Planeswalker points.
the
bro.
Planeswalker points.
to Platinum Pro.
Yeah,
It was
exactly. This
there,
was that.
and
And they
And
changed it
before
all the
this
time.
was the ELO system,
Yeah.
which had its own flaws. I'm not arguing here with this.
I really like to compare it. Actually, you should look at other companies and their system for product that are really easily to reach for people. And I think one of the best example is honestly Apple. Look at their product streamlines and what they're advertising when they first entered the market and they had the breakthrough. Compared to now, you can easily compare it what their system of marketing was.
Yeah, that's true.
And it doesn't change because it doesn't needs to be changed when it's simple, when it works, and it's effective. And Wizards just is not able to do that. And I don't understand why, actually.
Yeah, I think for Wizard it always worked. Magic was performing always great.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to introduce new things and you have to change it up a little bit. But yeah,
Not
they are
overhauling
basically
the whole
changing.
system.
Yeah, they are changing the whole broad system. I
Yeah.
think of changing up, like removing this small thing because it doesn't work on the market, introducing another thing, and this can
This is
work because
completely
it's
fine.
then it's just another product, and
Yeah.
you're basically removing another product.
This is
does
completely
work.
fine, yeah.
I mean, you can
But they make
change
so huge
up
changes all
the-
the time, and
Yeah.
nobody
it's-
knows
This is like
I
what's
mean,
Wizards-
happening
by
anymore.
by this point, does any one of you know how to get into the MPL?
I don't
Nope.
know.
I don't
never
even-
did.
the single idea.
I don't even know what's the difference between MPL and Rivals.
Yeah.
Rivals is like
One step
the
below.
niveau under
Yeah.
it.
This is the only thing I
And
know.
I don't even know how to get into Rivals.
Yeah.
If there's a way. I mean, not that
No-
that
no
matters
idea.
anymore. but-
Rivals are 64 people, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then there are 4 people that will be removed directly from
Yeah.
the MPL,
Yeah.
and 4 players that will play it out against the top
Yeah.
16 or
Yeah.
the top 12 Rivals player or
And
something
I
like
think
that.
what the
And we are invested into into Magic in
Yeah.
general,
Yeah.
but more into Legacy. But
yeah.
we should know to some extent this stuff.
How is the renamed Pro Tour called? I can't
The
remember.
Mythic Championship.
Mythic Championship. What I really love about this all is that when they cast these events, all the people that are involved, they try to blow it up as if it's the best thing and the thing that was there all the time. And do you remember actually what they did when they had the first or the second Mythic Championships? And they talked about previous Pro Tours. They called it apparently up to this point Mythic Championships, even if they referred to a Pro Tour. When
Yeah,
the
it's-
Mythic Championship wasn't so they kind of took this change of the whole system for granted and tried to blow it to the people's mind. So here is now the Mythic Championship, and we called the Pro Tour for the past now Mythic Championship, and it just doesn't work. And they do it with each and every change. They blow it up as if it was the best thing, and
I mean,
it just doesn't
marketing
work.
technical, you have to do it a
Yeah.
little bit like that.
Yeah,
but
of
you
course,
don't
but not
have
if
to
you
rename
change it
the
all the time.
product.
Yeah, if you change it all the time, it just is ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, if it's not the same product in half a year anymore, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I think Wizards honestly needs to find its identity when it comes to products and tournament structure, what they really want to do. And I think Wizards doesn't know it.
And the really cool thing is, how do the Mythic Championships now are named? They're the PTs.
Yeah,
the players tour.
the
yeah.
players something.
I mean,
yeah.
it was always not the professional tour. It was always in secret the promotional tour.
Yeah,
It was just to advertise their product.
Yeah.
And that's completely fine. And it should be like that.
it's fine.
It doesn't have to be a professional tour of professional players. It's just a game where you promote your product, and everything was fine. The problem is with if you have like the Grand Prix and everything like that, they're also promotion.
Yeah.
But why don't we have coverage for that?
That's the next big thing.
If you have to have something to promote your product, why are you don't giving it some show or something like that?
Yeah.
You have to do this because if you think about marketing, it doesn't work like that.
You just have to go. You just have to go back to the SCG circuit with Legacy.
Yeah.
So many people have started to investing in Legacy in our format because of SCG.
Yeah.
And so many people have watched it. It worked.
And actually, people talked about this in our community for sure. When there is a next GP Legacy event, and oh my
Or
God, what's the meta?
Card market series. And,
What's the meta game be like? And oh God, this player made it to top 8. I need to buy this deck or play this deck. It was a really great motivator to invest more time into Legacy and also in Magic then.
and more money.
In more money also, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, and I totally get that we aren't the majority. Of players.
Of course.
But for me, I just don't get it why there can't be both. It seems like there's only one way, and we have to rush this through. And they just have what you just says the things that horses have in races by their eyes. I'm not sure how they are called.
Yeah.
In German, it's Scheuklappen. So
And it's like they have this tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision. Yeah.
And just racing down one line, and they're just changing the lane so fast.
Yeah.
And then they simply
Without-
can't get to a certain goal
Yeah.
that they want to reach if they always take another way and don't see the right
People
direction.
just can't follow this path. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
it is
it's-
just too weird and complicated, and they need to streamline things a little bit more, in my opinion, and not change every year the whole system. This is
it's too much.
Yeah, it's
You
much,
can
yeah.
change up the system for like every 10 years or something like that. You can make a major change, but
Yeah.
if you think about football or any other big esports or something like that,
yeah.
you can't change it up every year. Or every 3 years. It just doesn't work there.
Yeah.
I mean, in esports, League of Legends is my jam. I really, really love watching it and playing it myself, and I follow the esports very, very closely. They had one big change, and this was 2 years after successful esports play, because they changed back there from the DreamHacks and IEM circuit, so the tennis structure of tournaments, to a league circuit. Then they had 5 years later, they had to change it to, how's it called? The NHL and the NFL have it.
Relegation?
No, they have no relegation. You have to buy into leagues. It's a franchise. They franchise the leagues, and this is everything. These are esports. 2 major changes since 2009.
Yeah, okay.
And if you think about Magic the Gathering,
We
which
had
is
lots
called since 2015 in esports,
Yeah.
we had, I think, 3
More.
changes to the complete pro system, up to the point where we have from bronze to platinum pros.
Yeah.
Then the removal of those to another system. Then we have the MPL, and then the removal of the
And then they
MPL.
put in the rivals also, but I think they weren't
Rivals
at the
weren't
start.
originally with the MPL.
Yeah.
And then they also renamed the Mythic Championships the Players Tour, I think. There was something
Yeah.
like that. And
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I think they really love change. That's the only thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they do. Maybe they do.
But-
And speaking of change, our last topic for today is Modern Horizons 2.
So we are looking out for another Renan 7.
Yeah.
A one-mana
Hogak,
planeswalker.
the big Risen Acropolis.
Nah,
And-
it's Hogak the
And force the first
undead war
negation.
god, the 1616
Yeah.
that you can play for 0 mana when you fetch.
Yeah. And also don't forget.
With what's 20 life, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
forget the next force of something.
Force
cycle.
the third.
Force the third. We need 12 forces.
Oh, yeah.
Legacy.
We already have almost 12 forces with misdirection. Almost.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
think we get Days the Perfect. It's Force Spike with you may cast it for free
Ah, okay.
without doing anything.
Yeah,
but
just a free card.
Just a
but
free
let's not see it all in black here.
No, I think it will be fine. We may have 2 to 3 semi-problematic cards that may the meta game can adjust to,
Yeah.
or we have a smaller to medium to big change up in the meta.
I mean, in all honesty, I think besides Ren and 6, I really loved Modern Horizons.
Was
for
there
Legacy.
another card? I mean, Hogak for Legacy.
You play
Hogak
engineer, okay, this really changed also the format a little bit, but
but can you imagine a format without Plague Engineer with Allosaurus Shepherd?
Oh no,
no,
oh god.
no.
Allosaurus Shepherd should have been banned
So-
if
so
it wasn't
If
here.
the package in here
That's
was-
fine. So
yeah.
besides Ren and 6, I really loved Modern Horizons for Legacy. It really changed it for the better, in my
So
opinion.
the only problem, you say the only problematic cards are planeswalkers.
yeah. Might be.
I mean,
some
Red Hot
kind.
Arcanist is a little bit.
It's a different
Of,
topic.
Yeah,
But
it's a different topic.
it was not a Modern Horizons card.
Yeah, but it seems like everything that's a little bit problematic is a planeswalker, like Teferi,
Yeah,
card,
they kind of, yeah.
Narset.
I mean, Teferi is not a problem. Narset is not a problem. Khan is completely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they are
mean,
certainly
they
on the strong
changed
side, and they
that-
changed
Strong is fine.
the decks really much.
And do
I
you think changing the deck hurts? I think
no,
it's
no,
cool
no, but
from
Yeah,
time to time.
from time
You
to time
need
it's
it
cool.
for every 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
If you think about, I think the meta would be stale if the huge cards in Innistrad didn't happen.
yeah, that's true. You're just you have me mistaken here. I think the power is certainly in the planeswalkers, and if something breaks, it will be a planeswalker that breaks it again.
Well,
Could be.
Certainly not a creature or a force or something. Yeah, maybe the 12th force would be too much.
I mean, this would be too much of a card disadvantage also
If you think
always
about
have
it,
to-
we are able to play 8, and there are only 6 in the meta game. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because
another
that's the
force
right
doesn't
number.
even matter.
Yeah.
Another force would matter in 10 years if you needed to combat combo. But
Yeah, which
But that won't also happen.
won't
yeah.
happen.
So.
so yeah, we will look out for it. Spoiler
Mm-hmm.
season will have been started when this podcast airs. I think
Yeah.
it starts tomorrow on the 19th.
For our listeners,
19th, yeah.
we are recording on the
18th.
18th now.
So yeah,
And with this, we are finished our podcast for today. We want to have a huge shout out for our first Patreon,
Oh yes.
Christian Lloyd. Thank you
We'll
very
call
much.
you.
And
Naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
It's a really, really naughty boy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Very, 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 very gracious.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And grateful. And yeah, if you want to support us, you can do it also on patreon.com/response_legacy. If you want to find the cast on Twitter, you can find us on @response_legacy. Danielle, where can we find you in your social media?
On Twitter, which is @flyingdelver. Or also on my website sometimes, greatness@anycost.com. Peter, where can I find you?
You can find me on Twitter. It's @UnicornLord, but the O is a 0.
In Lord.
And Lord. In Lord, yeah.
That's important. That's important information.
Should be, but it can be a secret. But where can we find you, Philip?
Oh yeah, you can find me as always on Twitter. It's @FinnegMTG, PHINEKMTG. And be sure to follow the Austrian Legacy League also on Twitter to keep up with our webcam tournaments. It's @Austrian_Legacy.
In response, the end.